Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to our first Master XP Masterclass, where we will share our experience with experts in the field of brand marketing. We as Master XP are an innovative brand experience agency, and we empower brands with innovative technology solutions. So I will be your host for today. My name is Paul, and I'm a project manager at Master XP. So today the topic is about engaging fans in a 2024 marketing landscape. Of course, today, as you saw in the invitation, I won't be alone. Today I have the guys from Fanflock with me. They are a creative agency based in the Netherlands. So we have Joost, Bouhof, and Jerry Driessen. So before we dive into the topic, I will let the guys in. They are with me just to prove to you guys that I'm not lying over here, but for some reason...
Yes, now you should hear us, yes.
Oh, they found the button. Sorry,
I
guys.
know why should we. How you doing?
I took the liberty of muting you on this end, and that means that, yeah, you can only do it
We
yourself.
had to do it ourselves.
So sorry for that, guys. Welcome. So over
Hi.
here, like I said, we have Jerry, we have Joost from Fanflock. So guys, the topic, engaging fans. We told in the, we put in the description of this masterclass, 3 seconds. So Jerry, go, 3 seconds. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jerry. I'm the creative brain behind Fanflock, and this is the other part of the brain.
Okay, I'm Joost. I'm the other part of the brain, I guess. I've been doing YouTube for 10 years, and now I'm a creative marketer at Fanflock. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So guys, Fanflock, you are a creative agency. So what is your current experience with reaching Generation Z and Y? Because it's been quite a few letters already that we saw passing by in the past few years. Things are moving rapidly. So what's going on?
Well, it's just like you're saying, the market is moving so rapidly, and we see changes just on the beat. Social media changing, behavior changing, and I think society isn't ready yet for everything that is happening, right? Like the social skills of kids and everything's happening. But I think we're seeing as a society, we're managing it, and it's more becoming a part of our life. Yeah. And where it's more like it's more knowledge, and it's just like you say, it's integration and part of our lives.
Yeah.
And I think that what we see now is, first we had the problem of attention span, and now it's more like creativity, and it's not enough just to post an advertisement anymore.
The thing is, there's so much content like all the time available for everybody.
It is.
It's also very painful for us where you're like working 5 days on a short video and people are like, oh, and it's already gone.
It's gone.
So like to stand out and to grab their attention, you have to really dive deep into, okay, what do people like? What do people want to see? And also like, how do we stand out? How do we create something that's truly unique? And the purple cow in the field of white cows, as we always say, that's a good one. So we as we came from this, as we are consumers ourselves as well, we are gamers ourselves as well, entertainers, and we understand the field. So we can always test this on ourselves. So Jerry, if I create something and Jerry likes it, it's possible. It's always almost guaranteed it's going to be a small viral.
Yeah, nice. So you guys, we just mentioned, you just mentioned you are a creative agency, and when we go through your website, for instance, I saw a very interesting quote, I would say, which is simply says gut feeling. So
Exactly.
what is this gut feeling?
That's the thing. Like everybody can. First, you had the creators, and they were celebrities in their own rights. Everything they said, that was wisdom. Now with TikTok and the new algorithms, everybody can score a viral, and it's very easy with a good hook. Top 3 things you got to do now. The top 5 movies you have to see. Now, make it something trendy and hip, and everybody can become a creator. But to stand out and to do something, if everybody does the same, nobody gets remarkable.
Yeah.
Nobody stands out, right? And that's a thing called, we think it's gut feeling. You have to know something, this is right.
Yeah.
You especially see it in movies when there's a comedy movie and the whole set, or like The Office, behind the scenes, everybody had the same enthusiasm, the same comedy, and that's the gut feeling. If it's fun, it almost always works.
Yeah, it's like what I said earlier. Like we test things on ourselves. So if you're working on a creative project, you test it on me, and if I have to laugh or engage or show some form of emotion, we know it works.
And it's part of our philosophy, right? So for every decision we make, 98% is gut feeling.
Yeah.
We don't know it, but it's subconscious, but that's gut feeling. But if we look at all of the marketing spends, it's always almost call to action, the top 2%. So I want an iPhone. And why do I want an iPhone? Because everybody, all of my friends have it. I see it everywhere, and it's cool to have an iPhone. But the logic, the 2% is, okay, do I have the budget right now? Do I have to loan it right now? Should I wait for the next generation? But the gut feeling, why we want it, is 98%. And I don't think it gets enough attention in the marketing mix.
It's fun. Like we always say here in the Netherlands, it's like a kringverjaardag.
You have to explain this.
Yeah, I have to explain this one. Kringverjaardag is like is a circle of relatives coming together on a birthday, and then we share like a platter with cheese and sausages. It's a very Dutch thing. But at the Kringverjaardag, we always talk about the things. We always talk about the things we see online and with the things we love and want to share with our peers. So it's like Jerry said, he just bought a new iPhone, for example. He wants to share that with his relatives because it's awesome, because it's all this great feature. I don't know what it may be, but you want to be the brand that's being talked about on the Kringverjaardag, and that's what we do.
You don't want fans. You want someone to talk about it at the Kringverjaardag.
Yeah.
And your niece, your aunt, your Tinder date, everybody needs to know about the product you bought, right?
Yeah.
And that's the new marketing funnel. That it doesn't end at the sale.
No.
It's a community right after.
And like the sale these days are so quick. You can like press a button and you buy something, right? But so people forget that the 98% where Jerry was talking about is all feeling. So if the feeling isn't there, people will not buy it. And so the buying part, that's all fine. We will get there in the end. But if the 98%, the feeling, the gut feeling isn't there, the sale will not happen.
So if I hear you guys talking, then it's really about it's really about the message. It's really about the content. It's really about making, making the best impact, basically. So
exactly.
Does that also mean that the product is below the message, below the mission?
Yeah. Just look at the big brands, Nike, Red Bull. Look at the social feeds. What do? They don't sell the product. They sell the feeling, the lifestyle. It took Nike 18 years before they got the "Just Do It" slogan, but that's what they sell, the feeling.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, but what is then, in your eyes, how do you actually make the content that you make not just cool but also engaging? What are the, like, do you have any tools for that? Any like easy takeaways?
Gut feeling is never easy. Scoring a viral is never easy. If we can score a viral video every time, we would be somewhere in the biggest building of Amsterdam or something like that. That's the whole art on its own. But the thing we do well is like we dive into the communities, the places of the people who we think are wanting this product. So like the target audiences. And we know how to reach them, and we know how to talk to them. And sometimes we are even in those communities, so we can test on ourselves. But then we can just look and see what kind of content are they consuming, what kind of things drive them, and if we can hook our message within those behavior, we can score a viral. We can score a hit.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's in our philosophy as well. We always say to our customers, if we like it, we do it. If we don't like it, we don't accept the challenge that we're getting.
Yeah.
And because if you feel the enthusiasm, you will see it in the content.
That's it.
And in terms of use of platforms, of course, when we talk about engaging fans and we talk about those let's say 3 seconds that you need to persuade them to stick around, of course, attention spans. are there any latest findings in this? Is there something that applies to everything? Which media? What's the difference between platforms? Can you share a little bit about that?
Sure. So, like we said before, like the marketing funnel is changing, right? Where we first had 6 seconds in a video to grab their attention, now it's 3 seconds and it's getting less.
Yeah.
So that's why we have all these non-creative hooks like the top 3, and you have to watch this now. You don't believe what I'm seeing right now.
For the answer.
Yeah, and you even see the big news media doing this, which isn't their job, that I feel actually, but that's another thing. But I see a change in how the content is being consumed. So Mr. Beast was this hyperactive energy drink guy with every minute, every second a new sound,
Yes.
changing in cuts. It was this high activity 3-year-old sugar rush kid, right? And now you see the upcoming of slow content.
Yeah.
And that's what I said, it's being integrated in our society. We're getting used to the content, we want something different. And that's marketing. We always want something different. We always want to stand out. So the slow content that we see right now, I think she's called Teresa. Who the fuck did I marry? Sorry for the language, but that's how it's called. It was on TikTok, which is for a short attention span platform. But she does this 10-minute long blogs, vlogs, talking about who did she marry.
Yeah.
And millions of people were watching the videos, and it's becoming a whole series. So the attention span for 3 seconds doesn't count because she engages and builds this community, and she makes the content bingeable.
Yeah.
When you just watch the first one, you want to watch the next one.
And if I can add on to that, what I, as a creator myself, found out through recent years is people don't want to be lied to. We came from a time where clickbait was like the king. And everybody looks through clickbait like in a second nowadays. So if you have, when talking about long form, for example, if you have like the thumbnail and the title, you want in the first 3 seconds, maybe 6 to 10 seconds of the video, you want to be immediately satisfied with what you clicked on. So you want to, if you have a question in the title, you want that answered in the first seconds, and then you have to the entirety of the video to explain why something is how it is. And that also works with a TikTok, for example. In the first seconds, you want to talk to your audience and well, put up a problem, or like, oh, I have this thing, and then use the rest of their time to, well, explain how that works and how you can get there. And then you can do that, like Jerry said, in a long form, on a short form platform, for example, if the community is there and if people find you interesting. But you can also do it like in 30 seconds, and just the hook. The first few seconds of the video, you really have to deliver there. Why are people watching? Why do you want to watch this? And if it's not authentic, if you're just saying something because you read it from a teleprompter, you lose everyone. It has to be authentic. It has to be real, you have to feel it as a consumer.
And I think, and it's more professionalizing of the industry. So everyone. First, we were just doing things, making a picture. Yes, right. We have a viral right now. Now we just had to make a video. Okay, awesome. This is cool. But it's becoming more common knowledge. Everybody is getting more educated by what's needed. So now we're storytellers. We're visual crafters, and I think that's what we see before on YouTube. First, everybody was an influencer. Then we got these guys standing out who made really cool content,
real stories,
real content. Then everybody could go viral on with just one photo on TikTok, and now it's more visual crafting of the story. So everything is. It isn't good to have a, how do you call it, stagiaire?
Oh, it isn't good to render intern and let them read out a script about a brand they'd never heard of. It will always fail. You need real people who have a real passion for something, and those will stick around.
Yeah. So if I hear it correctly, you guys are actually saying so quality is becoming more and more important. So yes. Quality over quantity, definitely.
In the end,
yeah.
Which is actually something that there was at some point more content, more like every day something new, every day something maybe slightly different. So would you say that this trend is now shifting to more long form content, or Is it about the mix? You know?
No, it isn't. So the new generations were impulse buyers, right? We saw an ad, we saw something, and we immediately buy it. If an influencer talked about it, we would buy it. So the brand loyalty wasn't existing anymore. We had these couple of brands, but if it's cheaper on a different website, we will go there. And that was a real problem for the brick and mortar stores and eater, retail, whatever. And now you see that we are becoming more aware that we have to form these communities of people who are fans of your brand.
Yeah.
And that's the thing what you did as an influencer. You had a channel, you showed up, and you made a platform where people could meet each other.
Yeah.
It's the same on Twitch, it's the same on YouTube, and it's the same for brands. If just talking about Jerry is the best, right? Jerry is I'm the best right here. It's not interesting for you guys. Maybe it is because I am. Just joking.
A small trend to hook on what you're saying there. Sorry. Is like the business channels which we know and love from like a couple of years ago, where just everybody could start a social media channel and just post things about products. Those are slowly fading away because the channels who stay alive are the real people behind those brands. Like I was just talking about someone who opened a coffee shop yesterday, and I was saying, you have to be in front of the camera. I want to see you. I want to hear your story. What did you do to start this company? Where did you run against, and how did you fix that? I don't want to know what you're selling. It's a coffee shop. Sure, I understand that, but I don't care about your latte macchiato. I want to know about you. And that's a big trend that's starting to pop up everywhere. The people behind the company and not the company itself.
A good example is just two girls in the US, and they have this TikTok channel which calls Girls with Snacks, something in this trend, and they sell pickles. So it's just two girls selling pickles. They're Gen Z, I guess. But they share their story. They share their journey of everything they're doing, and they get a lot of fans. And there are people everywhere on the world who are trying to order their products. But they're just two girls. They don't have any logistics, so it's just available in the US. But that's becoming the trend. It's more the community feeling. Why do we bother about this? And that's like I said, it isn't something new, right? When you bought a car, the whole thing with the champagne, oh, congratulations, let's take a picture together. It's the same. Yeah. You just bought a product. Now we will let you know that this is awesome, the thing that you did.
Yeah, of course, you bought a product. You want to talk about it. You just spent some money. It's probably an expensive product. You want to talk about it. You want to talk with your friends. You want to talk to your peers. And maybe you want to talk with the brand, and the brand actually responds. Oh my God, I just got a response from the brand, and it's like this person who's always on TikTok and talking about this stuff, and now he's responding to me. It's the bigger picture.
And before we called this after sales, and now it's more community branding and community loyalty. Yeah. So it isn't changing that much, but we got becoming. I guess it's consumer behavioral science. It's more becoming more of a.
It's becoming more authentic as well and more real.
Authentic, yeah. Like Starbucks, right? Changing neighborhoods one cup at a time.
Oh yeah.
But don't pay their taxes. If you want to change that, if you really be behind your own mission, pay your fucking taxes.
Yeah. So it's more about if I have to sum this up, it's more about making it more like an achievement to own your product as a brand, you're part of something because
you're part of something.
That's the thing. It's the community feeling. You want to be a flock of fans. See what I did there?
Yeah. So guys, we also have another topic to discuss because obviously we're doing this masterclass because of our collaboration. We collaborated on a really nice project for Bethesda. We made a full 8-episode web series in which multiple topics or marketing questions from Bethesda were answered and connected together. So tell us a little bit about that. Of course, I can tell a lot about that, but maybe one of you wants to do the honors.
Sure. So the challenge was how to raise customer loyalty.
Yeah.
Bethesda is a developer which has a really great community, really awesome. People who want to check all of the games, they're really involved. So you have this really good community already as a basis. But they want to use the opportunity of all of the Fallout hype, of the Amazon Prime series, of course, and the Fortnite and everything we're doing, and they wanted to translate that to a Benelux campaign. How can we raise more of awareness? They had some success with one-off podcasts. Oh no, it wasn't really podcast.
Yeah, they were doing like Dungeons and Dragons shows on their Twitch channel before, and that was more of a community thing. So it was not really well connected to one of the bigger games, or they had some hooks in there. Oh, maybe this is a little bit of Fallout, maybe a little bit Elder Scrolls. Because for the people who don't know, Bethesda is a big gaming developer, and Dine Double, where we are talking about now, it lives in the Fallout universe. And when we did one of those one-off Dungeons and Dragons streams, we were actually talking about how can we make this grander, but also how can we like hook in Fallout more and actually become a character in that universe, but like in our own way. So yeah,
it's like you said, like we said in the beginning, we were studying like what does the community, why do they play these games?
Yeah,
and it's a feeling of belonging, it's a feeling of fantasy, of the escapism from reality, right?
Yeah.
So it's fantasy, and we came up with we have this really niche Dungeons and Dragons mechanic that he had for Fallout, and we have this broader audience who doesn't know anything from Dungeons and Dragons. We believe, because all of the games are already, but the storytelling and the journey that we came up with, that was the thing that worked.
And that was also a very challenging story as well, because the gameplay mechanics are very vital for how the story goes. So we didn't want to like erase all of that from the videos. We still wanted to show the dice rolls and show some numbers. And that's also that was a tough choice to make, because we knew that a lot of people who are going to see this for the first time maybe never have played Dungeons and Dragons, and maybe some of them did, but they don't understand the Fallout version as well. So we were it was a very balancing act of, okay, we have this amazing story from A to Z that we created with each other, and we want to convey that to the audience, but also we have like this game which is actually the back end of this entire story. Without the game, the story cannot be. So how are we going to show that? And I think with virtual production and the solutions we came up with, we actually delivered.
Maybe we can share something, Paul.
Yeah, sure. So we have a little teaser that was also showed, which is actually an example of using this short form content to like get the attention.
Draw them in.
Yeah. So maybe it will kick right in because it's quite loud, the video. But I'll try my best to tone it down.
We'll explain what we did there.
Just a warning, it hits you. Here it goes.
Spreading all around with a Geiger counter in my hand. I'm going not to take me.
All right, so yeah, we're still very proud of what we made, guys. So I think you guys just mentioned this. I think this is a good example of combining the world of storytelling with the technology that is becoming more and more adopted and available. So yeah, obviously we as Master XP are here because we are here for the technology side of things. So I think we made something really interesting together. So
and creativity. There's another thing with creativity, the gut feeling. Like creativity for me is like connecting the dots as a part of a contrast. And like we had the technology, we had the mechanic, we had actors, because like Nick and Saku, they're like these big time actors and starring in every Dutch movie. but not, I mean, we had the board game, right? So we have really good assets, but it had to become just this one product.
Yeah.
And that then we used like with directors and with you guys with all the production and the imagination and the skills from the actors.
Yeah.
That made the story, that made the product. So you have all of these basic principles we brought together. And like you said, like you just saw before, it is a podcast. It is a tabletop, so it could be pretty boring. But by mixing it up with like these movie tactics, we just could trigger them to watch more.
Yeah.
So that's the long form is the whole story. The short form are these really small triggers, like the crickets. They were just playing the game, and we just introduced a zombie bringing them their crickets, which was a big surprise for the actors. So you got this really authentic reaction from these that we just zoomed in on their emotional reaction. And that's the trigger we can use in all of the short form content, right? So you have this long form, you're distributing it like in small form, just to grab trigger the broader community, and bring them into this really niche product.
And to hook on what we told earlier about authenticity with creator marketing, like this was a very great product for that, and Dungeons and Dragons as a board game is a great product for that, because everything that happens is like new for us. Like I was an actor in there as well. I had no idea how the story went. The only thing I knew was my own character and how my own character has to talk and speak and stuff like that. But I have no idea who I sitting with and where the story is going. So those unique expressions, and when the zombie presented the crickets and at the end, of course, there's a big finale, and one of the actors actually had to cry, and those were real tears. This was not acting, and I think and I believe that really sold this to a lot of people. Maybe also a lot of people who never played this game before, because it's real, and that's what we were talking about earlier. What's the next big thing in marketing is like we want to see something real, and this was the best mix of everything.
And again, with attention span, we gave them something everybody knows, but doing just something different, which triggers you. Like I want to know what something's up. What's up with this? And we really believed in that feeling.
Yeah, and of course the virtual production ties in there perfectly, because the people who already know Dungeons and Dragons, they know it in a certain way, but we did something incredibly new. We with the help of Master XP, we took the game Fallout, used their assets to create a world.
Official assets, yeah.
Official assets to create a world where we played the game. So the entire surroundings is Fallout. It's great hook.
And we used all of the tactics that we mentioned before. So we had these influencers, the big time influencers, just to amplify the message, to reel in a new audience. But we used like I mentioned, Nick Gulteman, a real time actor, to bring the experience, to have more immersive world. Because if someone knows, it's an actor, right?
Yeah. So we also discussed this before we started this masterclass, but we actually used the virtual production also for the viewers here to make something that is usually very tied to the imagination of the listener, to actually amplify the visuals around that, to fill the gaps, and maybe not just speak to the audience that is already in this niche bubble, but also maybe get a little new people joining this community. And I think that's something that we really did well on this one.
We saw that in the feedback as well. We had a lot of comments, like people who it was the first time seeing Dungeons and Dragons, of listening to Dungeons and Dragons tabletop, and we actually got stories from people who were crying on screen, like, what's this? What's up with this? What are you doing to me?
Yeah. And the thing was, it was also a bit scary, because when we first started, this was like a weekly release. So every other week, or every week we released an episode. And during maybe after 2 or 3 episodes, we noticed it was not going very quickly. And we thought, how is this? How is this? But now all the episodes are done and the story is complete. And the people who are actually following along, they got that ending. They got their big emotional payoff, and then we got the stories of people crying, and now they are talking to each other.
Exactly.
Now we get the word of mouth spreading, and now we see the numbers go up, because it's a complete story, it's a complete package, and the emotion is there.
And that's
Yeah.
a good takeaway for other brands. You have to just do it.
And trust the process.
Yeah, you have to trust the pro, and you
Yeah.
have to see for yourself. You don't see results immediately because it isn't a call to action. Now it's a longer story. We're building a brand. We're building the brand awareness, and then you got the whole long tail. And that's why we said, like the Kringverjaardag, we want people to talk about it. And there were user content generated crying people. Come on, it's
Yeah.
better than puppies.
Yeah, I'm actually quite bummed now that we're not actually showing a video of that, because we did actually get videos of people crying on
Leave them
Instagram,
hungry for more, Paul.
sharing on the story
Yeah.
that sad that it was over, but they were very fulfilled. So that's of course an achievement if you get a direct reaction like that from a community member. So yeah, guys, you're already basically wrapping this up in the key takeaways. So basically, the message is try to be different. Don't stray traditional, because that will just keep you in the blank, basically, right? That I think is a very important message. But I do want to ask you one more question. So, and I think that's something Matteo also just asked as a question. So, what are the biggest challenges to face when it comes to getting marketeers who make up budgets for choose for concepts like these? Is this something?
It's just a sale thingy, like, and it isn't changed at all. Like, how can you? I don't have to sell it to the marketeer. I have to make it so that he can sell it to his boss.
Yes.
And it's a risk you have to take risk. But if everybody's doing the same, nobody's getting noticed. Yeah. So you have to stand out. And in a world where recession and it's uncertainty, we always grab to something we know, something we're used to, comfortable with. Yeah. But that's becoming that. Oh yeah, it's the status quo, and you have to break the status quo. If the crazy guy on the street, everybody knows them, right? Yeah. Everybody has one in the city. Like, did you see the crazy bum? Yeah, I've seen him. Stand out.
It's funny. A small anecdote. Like we had to hold a small talk last week, and we were talking about like if we like stumble when entering the stage or just spill a glass of water, people will remember that and then trigger that and like combine it with our talk. So I actually spilled my water, and it was like this big scene. Everybody's like, oh. So now we believe that if they remember that day, they remember the part where someone was spilling that water. Oh, those were those two bald guys who talked about marketing in a fun way. It's like those kind of triggers is a fun anecdote.
So taking risks, stand out, and trust the process is another good one. Trust the productivity, trust the feeling.
Real. Yeah, another one I wrote down here is also don't force your brand, force your mission. So don't focus on selling the product. Preach vision. Yeah. Cool. Guys, yeah, I really appreciate this talk with you guys. So thank you for joining. Joost, Jerry.
Just one thing I want to say, I mentioned like AI is this big buzzword going on in the world right now.
We're skipping that.
No, you want to skip that?
No. I actually was thinking in the conversation, I think many people here also thought like, okay, what about AI? Because if you're going for this very focused quality content, where does AI come in? You know?
Yeah. And it's good attention.
What's your vision on that?
Well, in this way, okay. So AI is really awesome to get your tactics for your media mix, but it doesn't know. It's a learning model, so it doesn't get that gut feeling. And I think that creativity will stand out. And everybody can produce content right now. And if you're doing something different, you have to don't use AI.
Yeah, I think we
already for the creative stuff, right? You can make it for your ideas. You have to use it for your workflow.
I think we already answered the question by being real. Like we said it a lot of times in this meeting, because being real is the thing, and AI is not real. It's a computer. It's a model trained on the language, and it predicts the next letter in the alphabet to convey a sentence. So there's no creativity there. But what Jerry said is use it to create the things you want to create, to help you and to be more efficient and more better and work better and be quicker. But don't use it to actually create.
Nice. Cool, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone at home listening.
Thanks
or
all.
in the workplace. Guys, maybe see you next time. Let's see. But for this one, so this was the first Master XP Masterclass. And yeah, hope to see you next time.
If you have any questions, hit us up. Bye-bye.